Relative pronouns and relative adverbs, modifying nouns and pronouns and introducing relative clauses. Today, we will identify relative clauses, explain how relative pronouns and relative adverbs function in a sentence, use relative pronouns and relative adverbs in a meaningful context. A relative pronoun is also called a determiner. But first, remember clauses? A clause is a group of words that has a subject, can be a noun or pronoun, and a predicate, a verb or verb phrase. Its subject always acts through a verb. A clause, who has a beautiful voice here, who is a subject, has a beautiful voice is predicate, has is a linking verb, not a clause but a phrase. Song at a concert, in this song is a noun and at a concert is prepositional phrase. Sentences are made up of clauses. Independent clause can stand alone as a sentence. Dependent clause does not express a complete thought. It can be a noun clause, adjective clause, adverb clause. An adjective clause is also known as a relative clause. It can modify or describe a noun or pronoun through relative pronouns and relative adverbs. Let us know more about relative pronouns, relative adverbs, relative pronouns. Introduce essential or additional information about a noun as part of the relative clause. Example, the singer, who has a beautiful voice, performed an amazing song at the concert. Here, singer is a noun who is a relative pronoun, and who has a beautiful voice is a relative clause. Relative pronouns also refer back to a noun in the main clause of a sentence, who refers to people and personified animals and things as subjects, whom use for people when the person is the object of the verb, whose indicates possession for people and personified animals and things. That relates to people, animals, and things, which refers to animals, things, and ideas. Who, whose, whom. The musician who wrote this song is amazing. He thanked the audience, most of whom were avid fans. That's the girl whose performance outshined all the other singers in the show. What nouns do they modify or describe? Which, that. This is the genre that I want to listen to. My radio, which is very old, isn't worth much. What nouns do they modify or describe? Relative adverbs connect relative clauses that provide additional information about time, place, or reason to the main clause. Example, I remember the time when I had my first musical recital. In this, I remember the time is the main clause. When I had my first musical recital is relative clause. Time is a noun and when is relative adverb. Relative adverbs. When refers to the time the action happens or happened. Where refers to a specific place. Why describes or refers to a reason. Where, why. When. The hotel where we stayed was excellent. Do you know the reason why she does not want to sing anymore? The moment when the artist finished the performance, everyone stood up and applauded. What nouns do they modify or describe? Let's try it. Complete the relative clauses with a pronoun or an adverb. 1. Elaine, the vocalist, is someone my brother admires. Tell me. You missed the choir activity. 3. I am the one requested for an upbeat song. It's very cold. The band performed a concert before the break. 5. The concert tickets my dad initially reserved had been sold to another person. 6. That's the stop. We get our bus. Summary. Relative clause or adjective clause describes or modifies a noun or pronoun. Relative pronouns and relative adverbs introduce a relative clause and connect it to the main clause. Relative pronouns give specific or additional information about a noun or pronoun. Relative adverbs provide information about time, place, or reason.